Hi, everyone. So today, Venus moves into Cancer. And when that happens, there is a tendency for us to perhaps go back and revisit old loves, past loves. It can also be a time where we misremember our past loves, where we may put a more positive spin on what might have happened in our past relationships. But it also could be a time where you might find that your relationships that you're in currently become more nurturing or become more caring. But you could also find that people become a little bit more clingy during this time too. So I'd like to pull two oracle messages and then from two different tarot decks, we'll get some messages just to see what the energy around this Venus in Cancer is going to mean for us. Oh, so this one flipped over. We have determination. And this yellow color is really making me feel like the solar plexus. So you might be determined about something, or so this might require your determination. So we have comfort. And we just said that. We just said that this could be a time when your relationships feel more comforting and more nurturing. So if you have been feeling like there is some karma that you're working through, untying that karmic spaghetti, as I like to call it, this time of Venus in Cancer might be a time for things to really settle down and for you to actually find comfort in each other. But let's see what the ancestors want to say. So we have stand up. So there may be something that needs to be said, something you need to stand up to in this relationship that might bring you comfort. If something is said that has not been said before, it could really change the dynamic. But let's get into the tarot and see what the tarot wants to tell us. So we're starting with the Hermit. 8 of Swords. 3 of Wands. King of Wands. I like that for you. This is reminding me of that determination that popped out in the first place. Let's see what's underneath. There's the 5 of Wands, King of Swords, 7 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. Underneath everything is the 6 of Swords. So this to me feels like, because I can already see with the 5 of Wands, the 8 of Swords, and the 7 of Swords, I can already see that there's a person in your energy, probably someone who you've been wanting to get comfort from, perhaps someone who once was comforting, maybe someone who was very comforting and then went cold on you. I can see with this 6 of Swords that this is about not taking anybody's crap. This is about getting out of there, escaping a situation if you feel like you need to. That's what this 6 of Swords is telling me, because the 6 of Swords is the card of escape. And so there is something clear coming through about that. So there certainly is something here that you have to stand up about, stand up for. And I do believe it has to do with your relationship. If not a romantic relationship, then this will be about any kind of interpersonal relationship where you feel like you're taking someone's crap. And we're going to get into it more specifically. So we have the Hermit and the 5 of Wands. So this is really asking you to focus on yourself right now, to tap into that inner wisdom of the Hermit. And sometimes the Hermit can be a very creative energy, in the sense that the longer you sit in your own wisdom, in your own meditations, in your own energy, the more you start to realize the power that you have. And this power that's created on the inside begets more power. And coming in with the 5 of Wands, I think this is really asking you to pay attention to what's going on around you, the tension, the pettiness, perhaps, if you feel like someone went cold on you, because I'm seeing a King of Swords here, and I am getting the feeling that something was once comforting, but now it's not. I get this feeling that something just went cold. And so if you feel like you were abandoned in any way, if you were left out of something, if someone walked away, certainly if someone went cold on you, you're being asked to really focus on that. And also with the Hermit, you're being asked to ask yourself if being alone is a better option than being with this person but feeling tense all of the time. I think the challenge, though, could be in escaping this. We're seeing this general advice here with the Six of Swords as to escape this. But I feel like with the Eight of Swords, this person who's showing up as the King of Swords, this cold energy that I'm feeling, it feels like this person kind of keeps you in some kind of limited beliefs. And so I feel like that's why the Stand Up card is here and the Hermit is here, because it's telling you to look inside, that whatever this person is making you feel or making you believe about yourself or making you perhaps feel like you can't do it without them, whatever this is for you, that's not a true belief, but it's what you believe right now. So I do feel with the Stand Up card that there is a need for you to stand tall, no matter what, and make sure that you know that you deserve to be treated with respect. So if somebody is giving you crap in this situation, there is a need for you to stand up and say, you know what, I don't like it when you do that. Something along those lines. And that would become very empowering with this Hermit and the Eight of Swords. You become very empowered towards this cold energy. So then there is a very strong message coming through that it feels like with this Three of Wands that you're waiting for this person to stop their BS. And what this looks like to me is that you can wait as long as you want on this shore, but it looks like this person's not really going to stop their BS. That I feel like it was fine that you gave this person a chance for a while, but this Three of Wands energy, when things don't change, becomes a very withdrawn energy. This person is very alone on this shore by themselves. They're very single, they're very lonely, they're very solitary, and they're waiting for something to come in that's still coming in the form of complete nonsense. This is someone who perhaps plays games or at least keeps things tense enough to make sure that you're still interested, or keeps you feeling small so that you don't leave them. And so I feel like this is a person who might complain a lot, but not do anything to fix it. This feels like someone who probably has a lot of blessings in their life with this Queen of Pentacles, but yet they don't see it. These are the types of people, it feels to me, that they had you in their life, but they didn't recognize that. Or if they did recognize it, they didn't do anything to keep you. It's like this feeling that they were in pole position. They had you, but then they lost you, or they're about to, considering the cards that I'm looking at. That they never really changed their approach to you. They kept just doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting you to be okay with it as you continue to grow and evolve. And so I think they completely missed their blessing here, and they're going to miss the boat with the Six of Swords. So I do see with the King of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, I see you standing up to this person. We did have stand up, we have the card of escape, and we have the King of Wands. And this King of Wands is really telling me that you are going to tap into your solar plexus. You are going to be able to really get that conviction you need in order to stand up to this person. And if you were once chasing them, because the Eight of Swords can certainly be a card of a chaser, someone who feels so small and insecure about themselves that they cling. And I remember saying that when we first sat down about Venus in Cancer can be a very clingy type of energy. But the King of Wands is not clingy. The King of Wands does not chase. They do not pursue. They're very resilient. They ask for what they want, but then that's it. They know their self-value. And I'm seeing with this person who's in your energy, it just kind of feels like whatever they have, they're holding this pentacle in their hands, and that's you. But it's like they're not really seeing the value in it, or they're not honestly assessing it. It almost feels to me that they feel entitled to have you, but obviously they don't, especially when they're showing up in a Five of Wands and a Seven of Swords energy. This is tension, this is sneakiness, this is deception of some kind. It's just cold energy. It's not this feeling of comfort that perhaps you once had with this person. So let's get a few more tarot cards to see what other voices want to speak up. So the Hermit and the Five of Wands are with the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is a card of contemplation and reevaluation. And that's exactly what the Hermit is. So the Four of Cups is really amplifying this Hermit energy, that it's really time for you to think about, reevaluate. Do you want to be in this situation that's tense all the time? The Eight of Swords and the King of Swords is with the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is certainly about a new direction, and it's about walking away, because this person is keeping you small, in limited beliefs, perhaps making you feel clingy even in a way with this Venus in Cancer energy. But the Eight of Cups is telling me the same thing that the Six of Swords is saying, to take a new direction, find something else, at least move away from this, even if it's by yourself, because it looks to me in this situation, the cards are saying you're going to be much better off by yourself. The Three of Wands and the Seven of Swords is with the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords can be about reflection. I'm just going to flip that over. And again, this Three of Wands with the Page of Swords is saying you're standing on the shore trying to gather information, because the Page of Swords is the data collector. I just saw 1111 as I said that. But it feels like the only data that's coming back in, the only feedback you get from this person is one of more games, deceit, sneaking around, hiding things, perhaps hiding their feelings, but just not giving you the straight dope, whatever that means for you and your person. The data that you're collecting, you wait and wait and wait for things to change, but it looks like they're not really changing. And then the King of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles is with the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands, which I'm also going to flip over, is about potential. So I do really feel that with this King of Wands and the Page of Wands, that you understand the potential of this connection. You understand it. You wanted it. It started out really good. It started out very comforting. It felt like the thing for you. But as you evolved from a page to a king, you started to also understand that you don't have to stay in this Eight of Swords constrictive energy. You don't have to remain in situations that have secrets or repressed feelings or tension, where no one is standing up. It's you. It's now time. You have evolved from page to king, and your person can feel that. But I think it's why it's time for you to really stand up to this cold energy, and perhaps just spend some time on your own to see if that sense of tension that's created by this Five of Wands, you can escape it and head towards the calm of the Six of Swords. So there you go. That is your Venus in Cancer reading. Will you please let me know how this was resonant for you? Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.